Oreo, you better settle down or I'm gonna stomp all over you, bitch. These boots were made for stomping, and that's just what they'll do. Oreo, you better settle down or I'm gonna stomp all over you, bitch. These boots were made for stomping. Made for stomping, and that's just what they'll do. Oreo, you better settle down or I'm gonna stomp all over you, bitch.
Well, it is finally Friday, folks. It is finally Friday. Hope you're all having a wonderful Friday. Hope you're ready for this exciting weekend. Sorry, it looks like we're getting a little bit of a kickback there. Hopefully I'm not showing that it's clear. You guys let me know how that picture is. You guys let me know. Might have to adjust something. Thank you for tuning in, folks. Thank you for being around here on a Friday, celebrating Friday. It's a great weekend here where I live. You guys know I love the month of April. The month of April is my holiday month. It's like Christmas for some of y'all. We got rodeo weekend, the last weekend in April. We got Big Hat Days this weekend. If any of these tough guys want to come see me, I'll be at Big Hat Days tomorrow in Old Town Clovis. I'll be wearing a Trump cowboy hat. I don't think I'll have my shit kickers on tomorrow, but hey, come say hi. We might also come say hi to you. There's a couple protests going on in Fresno, so make sure you spread that out, spread the word out over there on Blue Cry. So I just want to jump into chat really quick, say hello. We got some fun stuff, guys. We have been triggering them. Caden, Texas, fun Friday. Hello, Josh and Oreo Army. Jan Garner, hello, Josh. Welcome to Friday. Hope y'all have a great weekend. You as well, Jan. Trina, how are you doing? She says, hugs, Josh. And then we got some, Uncle Bill made it, so we can finally get started with the show. Pixie's here. You know what that means if you cuss. $5 in the cuss jar. Nola. Hello, Nola. How are you doing? Good to see you in here. Hunter from the Netherlands. Got all kind of folks jumping in here now. Lucky Fox. Fun Friday is right. You know what? We got some fun stuff. We got the job numbers that came out. And we're going to talk about that, but we'll get into it because the sky is falling. Like every Democrat is Chicken Little right now. Deb V's in the house. Hello, Deb V. JH Candy Bar's in the house. Thank you guys for tuning in. Texas Bigfoot, how are you? Thank you guys for tuning in. So we got some Clown World stuff today. We got some updates on what's going on. We got the new job numbers reports and just all kind of goodies to go through and talk about. Have some fun. It's Fun Friday. We're not going to be too serious today. We're not gonna dampen your mood with any truth, but we are going to make fun of some people. Some people actually just make fun of themselves. And boy, do we got some stuff to share on that here in a little while. What are we starting off with today? I don't even remember. Let's see if it loads up. Is that what it's supposed to be? Okay. I guess we're starting off with this. Check this out. Woman, some of these stories, some of these court cases we cover. Woman who is convicted of chopping up her boyfriend, finds out after she gets convicted, she attacks her lawyer. And look, this is the second time she attacked her lawyer. She did it back in 2023.
It's the decision of this.
That sheriff was ready. Look at the lawyer. I don't know. That's 2023. Stop it. I guess if you chop someone up and you're going away, you might as well. I don't think she's going to get much more trouble.
Is they bringing 7 in? Or, yeah, let's just go to second.
I doubt she chopped up her husband. It looks like she has her anger under control, guys.
But at this time, given all the factors that I have to consider, it's the decision of this court and the judgment of the law that Ms. Shabazis be sentenced as follows. As to in 22 CF 363, count one, that's the first degree intentional homicide as a repeater. It's a Class A felony. Going to impose life imprisonment without the possibility of extended supervision. I believe that's appropriate in light of the findings that I've already made.
So you're going to spend life in prison. I guarantee she gangster up in that jail cell. She'd probably be running stuff. Either that or she just doing whatever she can. Now check this out. In Chicago, a bunch of guys dressed up as parking attendants, and they're surrounding cars and demanding money to park at Wrigley Field. And if you don't give them the $40, they become violent. You know, you would think these people, they're on film, they're doing all this. You would think the police would do something, but they don't do it anymore. Check this out.
And they had a fistful of cash, which gives them, the appearance that they're actually
modern-day version of highway robbery.
The money.
An organized team of thieves on motorized scooters swindling travelers in the middle of rush hour on the Dan Ryan Expressway.
We didn't see any police nearby, so that made us even more nervous.
We caught them demanding $40 in cash in order to pass.
They don't let you turn right unless you pay them the money.
It's kind of an extortion in a way.
Ryan Cawley and his wife Jackie were heading to a Chicago White Sox game when they were surrounded.
I just remember he went around to my side of the vehicle, and he was swearing at Ryan because Ryan had said no. And then at that point, he started swearing really loudly and then started kicking the car.
The scammers pretending to be official White Sox parking attendants.
They had the yellow vests on, and they had a fistful of cash, which gives them, the appearance that they're actually legit.
And they're on phones.
We were a little bit late. So it was like, the game's already started. Here, we need $40 cash. There's no spots left. If you want to get a spot, you got to give me the money now. And I said, well, I don't have $40 in cash. And I thought, the sign says credit debit. I have my credit card. He's like, no, man, that's not how it works. You need $40 cash. This is the last spot left. This is it.
And when you told them, no, I'm not going to pay it, they got aggressive.
Yeah. And I think that was around the time when he went around to the back and just started kicking us to get out.
And we've heard from other fans who have had their cars blocked, kicked, or punched. One woman reported to a traffic aide she was spit on when she refused to pay.
Amazingly brazen, right? I mean, but these are scammers. They're just trying to take your money. They're trying to bully you, get you to stop and roll down a window and take your money.
They can be hard to catch. Watch as a state trooper cuts them off, and they take off the other way down the Dan Ryan.
And we got to make the punishment be there.
The White Sox even put up "Say No to Scammer" signs to try and warn fans only debit and credit cards are accepted in their.
Just crazy. You know this is going on. Get a couple police cruisers, tackle them, arrest them, and put them in jail for a couple years. Again, that's just insane. Just insane. Yeah, the things that go on. And I wanted to cover this yesterday. I think we covered some of it. Maybe we didn't. But Mayor Adams had his case dropped against him. And he came out and spoke. And I want you to see what he held up and then what he's announcing either last night or this morning from New York City Mayor Eric Adams. Take a look. Listen to this.
And New Yorkers stop me all the time and trying to find the rationale behind this. And I found it in this book. I'm going to encourage every New Yorker to read it.
That is Government Gangsters, written by Kash Patel, our FBI director, And you have to say, we said this I don't know if we were the first one that called it out, but we were probably, I didn't hear anybody say it. It started coming later. But the day that he came out and he said that the illegal alien problem, and he didn't use the term alien, he used illegal immigration problem in New York City, is destroying New York City. New York City will never be the same again. He said that probably at like 8 o'clock my time. I did the live at 11 o'clock that day, and it was one of our breaking stories because, I mean, that's pretty huge. A pretty much an open borders, pro-sanctuary city mayor telling you the truth. And we said, I said on that show, how long before his house gets raided by the FBI? I said, he's going to be treated like a J6er before you know it. And sure enough, it wasn't even probably, a couple weeks later, he's flying to D.C., and I don't remember the whole story. I have it all bookmarked. We covered it, but again, we cover a lot of stuff. But while he's on the plane, didn't they his campaign manager, didn't they raid his campaign manager's house? And they had him doing all this stuff, trying to make him look this bad guy, like they were going to go after him. And he's literally right there holding up a book by our FBI director saying, when people ask me, what's going on? How does this happen? I tell them to read this book. I thought that was just incredible. And then today or yesterday, one of the two,
as an independent
he
candidate,
admits, listen,
although I am still a Democrat, I am announcing that I will forego the Democratic primary for mayor and appeal directly to all New Yorkers as an independent candidate in the general election.
The mayor's announcement comes one day after a federal judge.
So he says, even though he's still a Democrat, he is going to be running as an independent. I don't think that will have much weight. There's some places that you probably have better luck than others. There's been so much bad press about him. Those who actually care about New York City and aren't libtards are upset because he allowed so much stuff to go on there for so long. And then you have the Democrats are upset because they want the city taken over. The Marxists want the city taken over by illegals. And so it's going to be a hard road ahead. We got Up True Breed in the house, Granola Bar in the house. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for chatting in there. Jan Doe jumped in. Micro Taz, how are you? Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you all. I just wanted to show you this absolute murder of Klobuchar. And it was in a hearing that we showed you part of it maybe yesterday morning about Ted Cruz. But listen to this right here. I love it when they get something thrown back in their face that's absolutely factual and correct. Take a listen to this. Oh, I'm going to have to, you know what? Let me do something really quick before I pull this one up. I'll close the other ones out. Refresh this really quick. Man, I can't wait for this weekend. It's going to be fun.
Partisan way, just normal. As a partner in a law firm, have you ever taken to social media to personally attack a judge who ruled against you? That's all my question is.
Senator, thanks for the question. I think that attacking judges personally and not their reasoning, well, let me just give you a quote. I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind and you will pay the price.
I've asked
you want to know, you won't know what hit you if you go forward with those awful decisions. That was something that Senator Schumer said, and I thought it was awful, and it unleashed a wave of violent threats against Supreme Court justice.
Just throwing back their words in their face. We all remember when Chucky Schumer said that. And it's okay. Check out, I like this too. We love these. We're seeing more and more of these. Senator Josh Hawley with one of these libtards. Take a look.
Drill first. Oh, I think you were posting this. Aren't you America first?
China lover. Oh, you're China first.
Are you America first?
You're China first.
Why are you sending
and
billions
you are the one
of
who is
taxpayers' dollars
condemning
to
the Uyghurs to blood and death as you take their money.
Are you
Their
America first?
money supports
Are
your
you America
organization.
first?
Your
I
money
think this guy
supports.
is
Listen,
Israel first.
I please you will
Not
post
America
this. I hope
first.
you'll post this.
He deflects
You
what he
are
just voted
a Chinese
for
agent.
was
You have the
35
blood of Uyghurs on your hands.
You're a baby killer.
And oh no, you're a baby killer.
You're a
The
baby
Uyghur
killer.
babies, their blood is
How
on your
many
hands.
bombs did you
The
just
blood
vote
of the
to?
Chinese
You
is
just
on your
voted to
hands.
send
And of course of the
35,000
Jews is on your hands.
2,000-pound bombs.
Who are you? You're just a Jew hater, right? You're a long road ride.
You're Christian
Oh,
Zionist, right?
oh no.
Yeah.
Don't accuse me of things. You're a Jew hater. You would destroy the nation of Israel.
Sorry, you're a public official.
And you are
You're a
excuse
public
me?
official.
Which means what? I can't see truth of power.
No, it means that you have
It means
way
that
more
you
political.
love China, that you are taking their money, and that you are rabidly
taking our money
anti-Israel.
and sending it to a
You
foreign
are
government.
absolutely morally despicable.
Taking
I
our
look
money
forward to one
Israel.
day
You are
the
not
moral
America
comeuppance
first.
that you will deserve. You are morally
I'm a healthcare
abysmal.
worker. I save lives.
You are appalling. You're
I'm a
you're a
healthcare
hatred for the
worker.
Jews.
I
Who
save
cares?
lives.
And that you don't
You
save
kill-
lives.
yeah, you kill
You are killing Jews and loving it and loving it. You're despicable.
You are a war criminal.
Good for Josh Hawley. Good for Josh Hawley. I like that. I like that. They're getting bad and bad. So yesterday we did cover the high school track meet where one of the twins was murdered for absolutely no reason. And we told you didn't hear a whole lot about the story because the person that did it was, of course, a George Floyd angel. And it didn't fit the narrative. Again, it was a black person stabbing a high school student at a track meet, a black student, and it was the victim was white. Now, look, we told you this would happen yesterday. Take a look at this. Justice for Carmelo Anthony, who is a victim of white supremacy. There's a group only on Facebook, guys, where they already got 7,500 members for this person that is stabbing. And now they're trying to say it was self-defense. You can't make this stuff up. It's just crazy. I don't know. And just to give you an idea, we always try to go back and show you how legacy media, the fake media that tries to push this narrative into these homes, what they do. And let's just see the difference when it's a white man that does something. AP, the white man who pleaded guilty to shooting a black teen who rang a wrong doorbell, dies. Oh, okay. Let's check out the other AP. Police says a 17-year-old was fatally stabbed by another student at a Texas track meet. Wow. They were so interested in color on the other one. God will take care of it. You're right, J.H. Candy. God will take care of it. And then as of yesterday, if you would have went, the boy's name that was viciously murdered was named Austin Metcalf. Take a look at this search from yesterday afternoon. If you went to MSNBC and put Austin Metcalf, CNN, New York Times, or the Atlantic, you would find no search results for that. Kind of interesting, huh? Kind of interesting. Now, check this out. Pro-life journalist Savannah Craven Anteo, I think it is, was assaulted by a pro-abortion thug as Savannah filmed like the man on the street interviews in Harlem. And it says Savannah was criticizing the thug woman's pro-abortion position when the assault occurred. Take a look at this.
Babies in foster care and killing children. Well, I don't understand the magnitude of having a child. Well, I'm not the one who admitted they would be okay with killing babies in foster care and killing children that have been abused. That's not the point. What I'm saying, don't understand the magnitude magnitude of having a child. I'm not the one who admitted they would be okay with killing babies in foster care and killing children that have been abused. That's not the point. What I'm saying
These libs can't take it. These people that want to murder babies, they want to. I mean, they're just evil people. They're evil people. They're violent. They can't control their emotions. They're keying Teslas. They're out there protesting American-made car manufacturers. It's just hilarious. Take a look at this right here. Sad. This was her on the way to
the dress. Woman, I missed it.
Look to the right.
No, she's not them. She's big.
She's tall.
And she had worn a light coat.
This is gonna be a video for sure. My goodness.
It's right. Yeah, one block.
She said she lived in the Bronx, so I don't think that she would have gone in a building somewhere.
How do you know her?
I don't know her. She was a stranger on the street, and I asked her if she wanted to do an interview for my YouTube channel.
Right.
And she said, yeah, she was very nice when she walked up. She complimented my dress, and then things escalated very.
Things escalate. They do when you're dealing with people that have, a mentality of a third grader, or maybe a fifth or sixth grader. You a lot of these people, it's almost like they got the picked on mentality, like our buddy right here. There's just a mentality of some people.
Boots were made for stomping, and that's just what they'll do. Oreo, you better settle down, or I'm gonna stomp all over you.
Interesting, big guy. So that's a good segue in. I guess there's some triggered people, folks. But again, if we're not doing our job, if we're not spreading truth, if we're not exposing professors, Marxist professors like the one at Fresno State, if we're not doing our job, then people are quiet, right? That's the way I look at it. And I just loved it. So last night and this morning, there's people tagging me in X. There's all kind of stuff. I think it's hilarious. That's why I'm sharing it all with you. They think they're exposing me. Nothing in my life, really. There's not too much that you guys don't know about. I don't talk because I talk about myself. I try to bring you guys what's going on. You guys are with us a lot. We travel a lot. We're together a lot, sometimes 10 hours a day. You get to know me a little. But this one right here was kind of hilarious. It says, keep digging. You're on the record now. Your Chapter 13 case is still pending, and the judge should know you're earning money. And he tags Oreo Express and Clovis Police, my police department here in California. So listen to what it says. You're on the record now. Your Chapter 13 case is still pending, and the judge should know you're earning money. So what a Chapter 13 case is it's a bankruptcy. You guys know we've went through this before. I filed bankruptcy almost 4 years ago. I think next month will be 4 years. So I got 13 months left on a 60-month bankruptcy. And in case anybody don't know how bankruptcy works, it allows you to keep the stuff you have because you fell behind, like on a house payment or something. And so you cannot file bankruptcy if you don't have a form of income, just so you know. So yeah, it says the judge should know you're earning money. You know what? I might have the judge's information back here. I usually let me see. Chapter 13 plans. I don't have them. Case number 21-11255. If you guys want to contact the judge in that, tell him I'm working hard 6 days a week and I'm paying off my bankruptcy. And in about 13 more months, it'll be free and clear and I'll just be back to normal. I don't know. But so they're tagging Clovis PD in that. And then there's another one. Keep threatening more people. I don't know if you guys heard my live stream yesterday. I didn't threaten anybody. I don't threaten people. It's always the other way around, just like that trans person that we play that video of. Here, I'll show you. Let's look at this trans person. Rob. Oh, where'd it go? Let's see.
Boots were made for stomping, and that's just what they'll do. Oreo, you better settle down or I'm gonna stomp all over you, bitch.
That sounds like a threat. I better settle down or they're gonna stomp all over me. Again, another keyboard warrior. If you've seen him and his wife, you'd understand why he's pretty disappointed in life. And again, I go out and have been to hundreds. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Jesus. I don't know what the password is. Give me 1 second. All right. Sorry. My daughter is trying to get into one of these things. But so a little triggered to say the least. So this one said, and you guys should know all this too, keep threatening more people. Joshua Allen Fulfer at Oreo Express. He must be really mad using the middle name like my mama used to. You know, you better get your ass back in this house. And then it says, could Janet Fulfer at P.O. Box 672 be an accomplice? Well, usually I would say yes. I've been an accomplice for a long time, but that's my mom who passed away a little over a year ago. You all know that too. And then tags CBI Colorado Bureau of Investigations. These people are loony, man. People are loony. And then they got this thing right here. It says, I don't know what exactly it is, if it was a text message or something, but it says, hello, Renee, you psychopath. So I guess I'll take this as a W and you take the L, loser. Yeah. So they're putting this on here. There's a phone number of 469-982-5011. I don't know what that is. It says, click here to listen to the full voice message. So I guess it's a voice message. And then there's more though there. That's Fun Friday. Look at this. Oh, there it is. They have it. I forgot. So it says keep digging like they're onto something. All this stuff. This is hilarious. Look. You can go look here. There's my case number, Joshua Allen Fulfer. It says Michael H. Meyer, Chapter 13 standing as the above reference intends 12 to submit order dismissing case as provided by blah, 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 blah. I thought I replied to one of them. I put all this is public record. Google Josh Fulfer Clovis bankruptcy. It even includes the firearms I own. Remember when Adderall girl read my whole bankruptcy sitting in a truck that she hates vehicles, but when she had one for a week, she was driving everywhere. Remember that? And it said, oh my God, it says he has firearms here. Yes. On a bankruptcy, there's like a generic form. You have to, what do you own? What's your possessions worth? What are your things valued at? A lot of stupid questions. And I get why you got to do it. You know, there's people out there that have millions of dollars that go and try and try and file bankruptcy. You know, there's bad people out there, I guess. And then so I was laughing. I was like, man, we really got them. I guess he's worried about the tranny out of Colorado. But then here was another one this morning. It says, and here's a reminder that Josh Oreo Express Fulfer, this person couldn't even give me the decency to use my middle name, is a domestic terrorist who camped out on the National Mall for months as part of a fringe offshoot of the Freedom Convoy. Listen to this. That was planning a J6 break-in of the Joe Biden White House. So I just want to explain. Let's just pretend we were going to insurrect the White House. Why would we be at the Capitol? Do you know where the National Mall is, retard? It literally says an offshoot of the Freedom Convoy that was planning a J6 break-in of the Joe Biden White House. The White House is a little bit further away. And just to let you know, I don't know if you've been to D.C., but I can tell you're an old fan. I can tell you're bringing up the old stuff, so you've probably been triggered a long time. So the Capitol doesn't usually have a fence around it. And when they do, they put up like these bicycle racks and call them fences. And when you want to get past them, police will just let you pass anyways. It's not the same. And you can go back and look at videos. The White House, when you've seen all those Hamas supporting jihadists storming the White House and climbing the fence, there is like it's not an anti-scalable fence, but there's a fence out there. It's much more difficult to do. And then so I looked at the story he shared back from 2022, and I just want to share the story because it brings back memories, and I love it. And it's even got some old school videos. And we do things on purpose. That's why these people are stupid. I wish I should have called. I should have called Quincy and had him on, because this actually has Quincy. This is IDAVOX 2015 to 2025. It says, Convoy Crush Soda, how a bigoted live streamer covering the failed People's Convoy in D.C. made himself the only reason we were even talking about it here. So again, whenever you have an event and you're like, I don't know if we want Oreo, you want me there, you're going to get more publicity, more people. I mean, that's what, when the media won't cover somebody. But let's just take a look at this. We have a picture of the Speedwagon when it was vandalized outside of a hotel. You can see the back window is broke. It was spray painted. This not a DC hotel. This was near West Virginia. This was near Bunker Hill. It said, and we're going to read it down some so we can go. It said, the so-called People's Convoy has recently rebranded themselves the 1776 Restoration Movement. A move that often happens among right-wing groups when a campaign not only fails to meet its stated goals to the point its original name is sullied. In this case, the hopes that a multi-truck convoy protest similar to the one that choked Ottawa, Canada, and the Canadian border early this year were never fully realized when American right-wingers attempted to repeat the same kind of campaign in Washington, D.C. due to lack of planning, infighting that saw organizers going back home well before the protest they organized was over. Blah, 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 blah. Says, meanwhile, those watching the spectacle online were treated to one particular convoy live streamer that for many cemented just how sad shape this protest was. Josh Oreo Fulfer of Clovis, California, is a prominent figure at California rallies, often seen with Proud Boys and engaging in violence there, particularly against women. Camera in hand, Fulfer would approach those he opposes at rallies and attempt to provoke them into confrontation, a tactic that is similar to that of neo-Nazi Craig Cobb, best known for attempting to take over a small town in North Dakota. Is there a town y'all want me to take over or anything like that? It says, and most recently, Tim Baked Alaska, who is currently facing charges stemming from his role in the January 6th insurrection. Curiously, a criminal record shirt shows Josh had a domestic violence charge in 6 2016, where he received a light sentence. Fulfer was broadcasting a live stream for much of the convoy and was joined by his friends Quincy Lee Franklin. So we'll go through all this. And it goes down, guys. It says, with things falling apart with the second attempt by the convoy to surround D.C., Fulfer and Franklin took a break on May 21st to venture into the city for sightseeing purposes. On their 5-hour live streams, they regularly berated D.C. residents and got stuck in traffic, eventually deciding to park in front of the Smithsonian Natural History Museum. How many remember this day? I thought it was great. Upon parking and exiting the vehicle, adorned with "Let's Go Brandon" stickers and American flags, Fulfer turned to Franklin and instructed him, "Hey, put your gun in the car because they won't let you in the museum with it." Dude, we were trolling these folks so well. There's even the video here. Check this out. Hey, put your gun in the car because they won't let you in the museum with it. Look, there's the speed wagon with American flags in DC. Hey, put your gun in the car because they won't let you in the museum with it. And we walked out, guys. We walked out, and it was funny. We weren't in there very long, but I want to thank them for keeping this stuff up on the internet. We walked out, and I was like, so what happened is we did this on purpose. There were so many triggered people that were trying to get us arrested for stuff. There was no gun in the car. I had a pepper ball gun that we carried everywhere, that we easily carried everywhere on that convoy, which was not against the law, or they would have done something. It was a 50 caliber. It's CO2 cartridge, and it'll shoot a pepper ball at you from quite a distance. It'll hurt too. It'll sting. And but this is when we walked out. Look.
Oh man, there's all kind of cops out here.
There's Quincy in his red shoes.
Josh, right? Yes, sir. Hey, is this your car? Yes, it is. All right. You have a BB gun on the front seat. What is that? No, I have an airsoft. Airsoft gun. Pepper ball gun. Okay. All right. You know you can't have firearms with that. It's an airsoft pepper ball gun.
That's not a firearm.
You still can't have that. It's like it's in plain view. It's in plain sight. You can't have that here. Okay. I apologize. Okay.
That's crazy how they specifically stated.
So that was a good day. And again, if it wasn't for the left, it wouldn't have intrigued an audience and got us thousands of more subscribers and viewers. Thank you to the left as always. But this was
to come right now, waiting for him to look at the video cameras and video evidence here. But I want to say something. Lady just got a call in the room. We were sleeping. Says, hey, they know who we are here. They said, hey, your car's just been attacked. And so we came downstairs, and this is what we walked out to. And it's run up man to man. So they spray painted the stuff, and then it looks like shaving cream. You got 3 back window. And spray.
You know, and I always think that some of these things happen. Like, that was actually a benefit for me, believe it or not. It was a headache to deal with the company that was repairing it. But we were able to get insurance to pay for a little while a huge 4-door SUV, which was much easier for transporting a lot of people, which much more comfortable. And there's always a silver lining. And so we have these people so triggered right now that they are putting this stuff out here. And I actually shared the article, like they're acting like they're doing something against me. And this is Rogue POTUS staff. And then so I just want to show you, if you guys don't know, a lot of these people, to try to seem relevant, they buy followers or they buy viewers, believe it or not. And from what I understand, you used to be able to do that under X. Now, supposedly, if you buy like followers or likes or something on X, you can be banned off the platform. So I looked at this and I was like, wow, only 8,300 people seen this. This was done at 7 a.m., guys, this morning. And Arletta's on there. Total bullshit. They had zero plans to break into anything. Josh Fulfer is a competent activist who exposes corruptive, grifting maniacs like you. They didn't have no luck on it. But when I went to the page, this was the page, and it says Anonymous Patriot. I thought that was funniest. 500,000 followers, guys. So I just want you to look at that for a minute. Almost 500,000 followers. And then when you go down here, only 8.36 thousand. Here it is. 8,500. Let me tell you, if you have 100,000 people and you post a video, if those people are not bots and they're real, you didn't pay for them, you didn't spend, I don't know, that probably cost him a couple grand to get up, or over time, he probably spent a couple grand to get up to this spot. And I'm just sitting here looking like, wow, what a pointless account. Obviously, you can see he's not getting any views on anything. And I was looking at the numbers, I was like, wow, I feel bad for the guy. But again, I want to thank them all for thinking of me. If you guys want any personal information, let me know. I'm pretty much an open book. It was like somebody had threatened one of my friends to me when we were on the convoy. I'm going to expose Josh for everything that I can. And this person was supposed to be a patriot. And she calls me. He said he was going to do that. I said, there's nothing to expose. Tell him to go do what he wants to do. And obviously nothing came out about it. But it's just unfortunate, guys. It's just unfortunate because, again, as you can see, the same account puts up pictures of Trump and makes fun of him and does all these things. And you look at it, just totally TDS. They are losing, guys. They lost all 7 swing states to a guy that was a convicted felon that was 99% negative news coverage. They told you everything in the world, that he was a thief, he was a liar, he was all these things, and American people still voted for him. These people are irrelevant. Let's keep doing what we're doing, keep fighting. Again, I'm always out and about, and you want to come up and you're one of these libtards, let's have a conversation. And if you have your boots on and you want to stomp, let's stomp. Let's stomp. What else do we got? Well, there's supposed to be a big protest planned in D.C. tomorrow. They have fencing up everywhere around the White House. And I thought it was interesting that U.S. Attorney Ed Martin put this out today. Talking about this jihadist right here. Zaid Mabdawi defaced a national monument with hate-filled graffiti and now faces the consequences. Vandalism in the name of extremism will not be tolerated. If you come to D.C. to destroy, you'll pay, literally. And it has a justice.gov website, so that person was doing some extracurricular work. And under Biden, those people got away with everything. We watched them take down flags, replace them with their Hamas flags. And again, these jihadists, out. So we're going to get into a little bit of talk about what the only thing Democrats are. I haven't heard anything about Signalgate in 2 days, guys, or a day. I haven't heard about Signalgate. Oh, that's right, because they want you to believe tariffs are going to hurt you. They want you to believe that building in America, keeping jobs in America is a bad thing. Look at this one. Lion Ted Lieu, I call on House Republicans to put legislation to stop Trump's indiscriminate tariffs up for a vote. If they vote, then Republicans own all the disastrous consequences. Higher inflation, tanking markets, slower growth. Now, again, they haven't even nobody's gave tariffs any time to work. So when you look at the stock market, if you know how the stock market works, the stock market isn't down because we're losing jobs. Actually, we had a great jobs number report. We're going to get into that as well. Stock market is controlled. Remember when we were talking about the GameStop and how they raised the price of GameStop? Because again, a lot of thing is speculation. And when you have Democrats, every Democrat saying, guess what? Guess what? We're going to do this. We're going to do this. The world's coming to an end. The sky is falling. That will affect the stock market too. Tariffs affected the stock market months before the tariffs happened. And again, once you see the outcome of this, you will be happy. And I got a couple more slides over here. I got a poll on that. Now listen to this. I love this
economy
guy.
In the world, the dominant manufacturing state in America. Our state of Donald Trump's tariffs do not represent all Americans. And on behalf of 40 million Americans that live in the great state of California, the tentpole of the U.S. economy, 14% of the U.S. GDP, the fifth largest economy in the world, the dominant manufacturing state in America. Our state of mind is around supporting stable trading relationships around the globe. And that's why today I've directed my administration to look at new opportunities to expand trade and to remind our trading partners around the globe that California remains a stable partner.
Stable, huh? Well, he said he was speaking for 40 million Californians. Well, I'm looking at some polls, and more people support tariffs in California than don't, according to some polls we're looking at. Again, and this is the same thing, people trying to go behind the president's back to do something. This guy has destroyed California. This guy is a laughing stock. This is the same guy that closed down 1/3 of every small business during the pandemic. The China flu, remember the China flu that was released from a Wuhan lab in China? Yeah, well, he kept Home Depot, Lowe's, Costco, Walmart. You can go shop at those. You know, we want lots of people in it. But the small mom and pop shops down here on Pulaski, the restaurants over here, remember how stupid the rules were in California? I mean, this is the guy that put a 10 p.m. curfew. What did we do that night? We went out and had a rally at 10 p.m. on Blackstone and, what was it, Blackstone and Shaw or Blackstone and Nice? We were at Blackstone and Nice. And he was telling you, trust the science, while he was out without a mask on at his fancy restaurants. This guy's a hypocrite and a liar. And again, they do not want these tariffs to go through because they will work. They will bring America back. And that is what Democrats are scared of. I love this one right here. When they put on these economists on CNN, take a look at this. U.S. stock plunged further as China slaps U.S. with 34% tariffs. And they have these economists that are saying, oh, it's bad, it's bad. And when you pull up the donation, so Natasha Serene, who they have on here talking about the economy, contributor name, recipient. Look at all the donations. Biden for president, Biden victory fund, Biden for president, Biden victory fund. They couldn't get more further from the truth. And I just think it's funny that they're getting called out. Now, here was right now, here was one I found on a California news station. This popped up and I did it. Says, do you think President Trump's tariffs will help or hurt the economy in the long run? 52% say help And it's going up by the it's getting more votes by the minute. 14,077 votes, and 52% say help. And everybody, I think, thinks that. And again, there's going to be some rough times, but those rough time comes because we have a group working against us. Mississippi shrimper.
Out tariffs. Well, the U.S. domestic shrimp industry, the shrimpers here like tariffs because they say the jobs and save their entire industry. We have to remember that more than 90% of shrimp consumed in the United States is imported from overseas, and the American shrimpers say they just can't compete. Let's bring in Leanne Bosarge, who is the 5th generation of her family to be involved in the commercial fishing industry. Leanne, what would happen to American shrimping without tariffs?
Well, the U.S. domestic shrimp industry has been on a downward trajectory for decades now as a direct result of the unfair trade in the overseas aquaculture industry for growing shrimp overseas. And these tariffs threw us the lifeline that we needed to hopefully live to fight another day in our industry in this country.
The shrimpers here like tariffs because they say that.
But you won't hear CNN or any Democrats saying, well, these are the people it's helping out. They're playing Chicken Little. They're playing Chicken Little. Oh, the sky is falling. The sky is falling. Nobody can go out right now and find anything that any prices have been raised. You've seen eggs fell again. I think another 9%. The Biden price on eggs is, we're going to have a good Easter when it comes to eggs. But again, take a listen to this.
For new tools.
They don't want to show you.
4 or 5 years to build an auto plant, not even close. There are idled plants. They closed an engine plant in Macomb County a couple of years ago. It's in Romeo, Michigan. You can check into it. It's sitting idle. It's like a vacant warehouse. They've stripped the old tooling out of there. It's ready for new tooling to be put in. They could have that plant up and running inside of 6 months. So I think you're being overly pessimistic when you start saying, 3, 4, 5 years. No, how about a year to 2 years on new plants and 6 months to a year on retooling existing idle plants? Look at what Stellantis just announced in Belvidere, Illinois. They had that idled plant. They probably weren't putting a new product in there if Kamala Harris got in. Why? Because they're going to phase out combustion engines. But all of a sudden, Trump gets elected, bang, they're putting a new pickup truck in there. So
nobody's talking about this stuff. Nobody's talking about this stuff. I wonder why they don't want you to know, folks. And another thing on these tariffs, Ben Bergquam, our good friend Ben Bergquam with Frontline America, Real America's Voice. He's down in Mexico right now. I talked to him yesterday, and then I seen he posted this up. When you come in and out of Mexico, Mexico doesn't do a whole lot to ensure that they are stopping drug dealers or anything else. Actually, most of the people in Mexico are on the take. I want you to watch this right here. Another advantage and helping out with the United States.
Checking this vehicle right now, checking the driver. Mexico side in Juarez, they've actually got National Guard set up. The first time I've seen this, we've got National Guard set up before you cross over the port of entry. They're set up here doing inspections. They're checking this vehicle right now, checking the driver. Trump effect in action, at least here. Now, whether or not it's for show or they're actually going to do some drug interdiction, we don't have the statistics on how much they've actually apprehended yet, but first time I've ever seen this, where they're actually inspecting, they're doing pre-inspections before the vehicles cross over the bridge. This did not happen under Joe Biden. coming back to our vehicle, noticed this guy with his canine out here at the railroad tracks and spoke to him. He confirmed he's out here. He's actually private security, working with the National Guard, checking the trains for drugs and illegals going across. And he confirmed this was not done under Joe Biden. This is new because of Trump's pressure on the Mexican.
Again, you won't see that. Good job, Ben, being out there in Juarez. When I seen that video, we've been there plenty of times in Juarez. But that's kind of, that isn't part of our border stuff today. We'll have a little stuff on the border at the end of the show, but that is, you know, some of the side effects, the good side effects. Check this out. This was posted from iMeme0. Breaking: DNC chair Ken Martin just announced that Democrats are forming a shadow cabinet to oppose Trump, calling it the People's Cabinet. Says they will share accurate and reliable information to help you fight back. Take a look at this.
And what I hear over and over, hey, it's Ken Martin. I want to tell you about the People's Cabinet that the DNC is launching today. I have been traveling across the country nonstop since I started this job. And what I hear over and over is this: Americans want us to fight back against Trump's lies and offer a better alternative. Trump has stacked his cabinet with out-of-touch billionaires who are causing chaos and hurting working people. That's why we are launching the People's Cabinet. It will be made up of experts, leaders, and everyday Americans who will share reliable and accurate information that you can use to fight back. Stay tuned for more.
Man, they get that guy on a podcast, right? He's going to be really good. That's so stupid. These people. So the jobs reports came out, guys. Let's talk about some of the headlines with the job reports. 228,000 jobs added, beating expectations by 88,000. 459,000 increases in full-time workers, 209,000 increase in private employment, 13,000 increase in construction jobs, 22,900 increase in transportation and warehouse jobs, 23,700 increase in retail trade jobs, 232,000 increase in the labor force, and 4,000 decline in federal workers. I just want to see that federal thing continue to go down. Now, again, on any good day, any normal day, this would have made the stock market go up. But because of all the panic and all the fear, even CBS News had to say the U.S. added 228,000 jobs in March, blowing past economists' forecast, despite uncertainty around tariffs. So I want to take a key word they said there: economists' forecast. These same economists forecasting and getting it wrong are some of the same economists that are saying that tariffs are going to hurt and kill jobs and kill incomes. They'll be wrong on that too. But it's just amazing. He, less than 100 days in office. Listen to this. It kills them.
128,000 jobs last month. News now. The March jobs report just released moments ago, telling us that the U.S. economy added a stronger than expected 228,000 jobs last month, and as the unemployment rate changed only slightly, now at 4.2%. Matt Egan, back with us. Okay, what does this mean?
Well, Kate, this is good news because it shows that the jobs market was in good shape in March. I think the bad news is there are growing fears that
this was March.
That this was March and that this unfortunately may not last because of the trade war. Let me run you through the numbers. 228,000 jobs added in March. Now, this was stronger than expected. This really blew away forecasts for around 130,000.
How many times are we going to hear this really blew away forecast once we start seeing the fruits of the labors, the fruits of these tariffs? When we start seeing like these manufacturers, I know I've been in the senior management meetings in manufacturers when you're making decisions, when you're looking, do we pull this product in? Do we push this product out? Do we start building this here at this plant? You just wait and see, because there's a lot of people that are right now. It could be a gamble, right? It could be a gamble. And that's how companies are made. Everything you make, when when you come out with when Ford comes out with an electric car because they think that the consumer is demanding an electric car, it's a gamble. Could fall flat on its face. Research and development could fall right on its face. This is what we do. And these companies take big gambles. A lot of companies, it pays off for. Some, they just go out of business. And what do Democrats do when those gambles pay off? They want to, oh, well, this guy bought this company and it's doing really well now. Let's tax him 90%. It's just absolutely punishing those that are taking the gamble. CNN right here said, breaking, the U.S. economy added stronger than expected 228,000 jobs in March as the unemployment rate ticked higher to 4.2%. Let's see what else we got here. Listen to the Council of Economic Advisor Chairman Steve Morin really quick.
75 in the last 2 years of the Biden administration to just about 40. You know, one point that I've made a lot is that the Biden administration's last 2 years, almost 3/4 of jobs that were created were in government and government adjacent sectors. And that's profoundly unsustainable to have the government gravy train driving the economy. In the March jobs report, that number came down from almost 75 in the last 2 years of the Biden administration to just about 40, right? So that's a very material decline. And this is part of reconfiguring the economy from a government-driven growth engine to a sustainable, durable private sector growth engine. And this is going to continue.
Going to continue. Listen to what he says right here.
Of jobs that were created were in government and government adjacent sectors.
75% of the jobs created in the last 3 quarters, Biden's administration's last 2 years, almost 3/4. So in the last 2 years, almost 3/4 of the jobs were related to government or government-related sectors. Big government, guys. And Trump put this out. He said, this would be a perfect time for the Fed chairman, Jerome Powell, to cut interest rates. He is always late, but he could now change his image and quickly. Energy prices are down. Interest rates are down. Inflation is down. Even eggs are down 69% and jobs are up all within 2 months. A big win for America. Cut interest rates, Jerome, and stop playing politics. And that's unfortunate that the Fed chair is playing politics, because imagine what would happen. You want to boom an economy. If he actually cut the interest rates, it would be in every market, the housing market, because some areas, it's a real slump for the housing market. In areas like mine that are really, let me look this up really quick. Where I live, it's a sought after area for some reason. This is a 70s neighborhood, but we have some newer neighborhoods around us. And so houses usually sell. Wonder if they'll tell me today's rate. In Clovis, California, housing market, homes typically sell in about 34 days. That used to be less than 5 days. That's kind of interesting, because I know when we were looking at this one, we made offers on like 4 houses the day they went up on the market. And I think the first 2, we went in like $5-6 grand under asking price, and we weren't even close. We realized everybody was going above asking price. So then there's a house just 2 blocks away. I can't remember what they're asking, but we went in like 15 grand over asking price on the day it went on the market. Sold that day, not to us, to somebody else. So you want to lower that. You want to get those numbers down, have money moving throughout the economy. Easy way to do that. I want you to look at this right here. I thought, Democracy Docket really put this out. Listen, this was supposed to be a slam to conservatives. It says Republicans are pushing for proof of citizen requirement to serve their own ends while perpetrating harmful myths about non-citizens voting. Yeah, that's what we need proof of citizenship. You're going to vote in our elections. You need to be a citizen. You're going to get any medical care. You're going to get anything. You need to be a citizen. I think that's how most of us feel. I just seen that and I was like, that's exactly, you're not making us look bad. Attorney General Pam Bondi just announced that 3 illegal immigrants, MS-13 terrorists, have been arrested in Florida on first-degree murder charges.
Today,
oh, they just want to come here to pick vegetables, guys. Who's going to pick your crops?
we're here to announce the arrest of 3 more MS-13 gang members who were in this country illegally, and they were in Florida, and we will be reviewing them. They've all been arrested for first-degree murder. We will be reviewing them to see if we will seek the death penalty. This has been a long-running investigation that started in 2015.
Oh, man, crazy. It's good to see those folks getting arrested, hopefully getting some accountability. Not too far from home, ICE San Diego officers arrested Venezuelan national Junior Daniel Calderon Gutierrez in El Cajon. He is an active associate of TDA gang. Calderon remains in ICE custody, pending removal. Let's go. Let's get an expedited removal on that guy and go. So we told you yesterday, Benny Johnson didn't care about the border, didn't care about the illegals, didn't care about Lake and Riley, didn't care about the fentanyl. But now they're taking a trip down to the border. Bill Malugin posted this. They're down there. Listen to this. The delegation of House Democrats visiting the southern border today will hold no public events, and their visit is closed to press. A Border Patrol source just sent me this video showing Congressman Benny G. Thompson at the Chula Vista Border Patrol station. Fox News reached out to the Dems to inquire about covering the visit, as have other media outlets, and were told it's not public. The Dems say their visit is to conduct oversight of the Trump administration's border policies. Again, that's down there at the Chula Vista Border Patrol station. And listen to this. This is hilarious. A little late to the game, guys.
I want to start by saying this. I'm a military guy, a West Point guy, and General Patton famously said, either you lead, follow, or get out of the way. President Trump has led on this issue. The country has followed, and those that oppose securing our border must get out of the way. And let me be clear. For the past 4 years, basically, the Democrat Party has obstructed what's happened and progress at the border. Keep in mind, they opposed H.R. 2 that we passed out of the House 2 years ago. Their borders are Kamala Harris never went down to the border. Then they blamed us for not securing the border toward the end of his term, and then guess what? Abracadabra, snap of his fingers with the signing of a few executive orders, the border gets fixed. And then now they want to go to the border because they lost on this issue back in November, and they have no leadership. So what are they going to see at the border? A fixed border, because President Trump fixed it in the last 6 weeks, and they should have been there for the past 4 years. This derelict duty costed them this last election, and then now they're trying to clean up on aisle 4.
Oh, man, that's just epic. And the border, man, it's not fixed yet. We got a lot of wall to build. We need some other technologies, but it's just amazing. Record low numbers. Lower than the first administration. And it's just disgusting what we're seeing. How about this right here? So there was an article the other day that a Jackson Hewitt, where was it? It was near some of the, anyways, I believe it was near, in New York City, near the migrant hotels, what they call them, the illegal hotels, were posting up signs that illegal immigrants could receive $7,000 to $14,000 in tax refunds whether they were working or not. Jackson Hewitt has came out and said, it says, this was from Savannah Hernandez. Jackson Hewitt has confirmed that they are investigating the franchise location that I caught advertising $14,000 tax refunds to illegal immigrants in New York City. We are reviewing the specific situation that occurred on March 28th with the independently owned and operated franchisee involved to ensure they met our high compliance standard. This is extremely important as the Jackson Hewitt logo was written all over the papers stating that illegal immigrants could receive $7,000 to $14,000 in tax refunds, whether they are working or not. That's probably going on in a lot more places than just that. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And here we go again. And we knew some of this, but I just want you guys to listen to this. This is Antonio Gracias. He's the one that came out with Elon on stage a couple days ago in Wisconsin talking about the Social Security numbers. I want you to listen again. I want you to listen again to some of his words. What is going on? If I can get that going, let me refresh it.
To the benefit programs. We found in the benefit programs that every benefit program we looked at was being accessed by these people. 1.3 million of them are on Medicaid right now, today. And by the way, it's just ramping, it's just starting, just to give you a point. And then out of curiosity, I woke up at night like 2 a.m. I couldn't sleep. My mind was running on this. I sent the engineers a note saying, hey guys, let's just look at the public voter rolls, see what we find in some friendly states. And we looked at the voter rolls and we found that thousands of them were registered to vote in a handful of states. And then we went even further with those friendly states and found that many of those people had actually voted. It was shocking to us. And if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it. And so now the question we're asking ourselves is, what do we do? We referred some to prosecution. That's ongoing right now. We're thinking through how to do it. And the reality is they have various kinds of status, and it's a very detailed analysis legally they're working through right now about how to deal with it.
So thousands of those people registered to vote.
Yes.
In the election.
Which is a federal crime, by the way.
Well, yeah. I mean, the interesting thing is like the Heritage Foundation has a very good project. It's obviously right-leaning, where they're studying all cases of fraud. I looked at it before we were here. There's only been 24 cases since 2003 of somebody who's a non-citizen trying to vote. Now, those are people caught. So this would be incredibly dramatic if it was even 1,000 people.
Oh, no, Jason, it's more than 1,000. I've seen it. I've seen the data myself, and it's more than 1,000 in just a couple of states. I mean, it is shockingly bad. And this is the tip of the iceberg, guys. It's the tip of the iceberg. This doesn't include the 7.8 million people that ICE has that have come in illegally and know are here, and all the people that came illegally we don't know are here. I mean, this is not a political issue. I want to be really clear about this.
Yeah, Antonio,
this is about America.
Let's just take one step back because I just want you to repeat this. So, because I think it's important and we may have just run over it a little too quickly. When you get a Social Security number, what you're saying is there's all of these important downstream consequences. One of the downstream consequences is you could show up, register to vote, and that's an illegitimate action that's breaking federal law. That's one. But the second is that without knowing who this person is, they can start to absorb resources that could have otherwise gone to an American. I guess that's like a fundamental part of this.
Yes,
and so
absolutely.
If that's so how do you quantify that? Can you just maybe explain it a little bit more about all of the different ways in which you think now, the United States ends up leaking services to these folks?
And also they could be contributing too, right? They could be paying taxes into the system. And so I guess there's both of those possibilities, and both of those have fingerprints to them up. So yeah, good question.
Look, we need to figure this out. This is it's massively complex. You can see the map I have on the whiteboard in our office. It's huge. And we're figuring it out right now. But let me just tell you this. In every benefit program we looked at, and this is just a handful of states, we found people on all the benefit programs. And we found them on unemployment. We found them on Medicaid. So, Jason, to your point, the people on Medicaid and unemployment, they're not contributing. They're taking out, they're mooching, right? Sure. There are criminals. I mean, look, we sent this data list to the National Targeting Center. I don't want to get too far into the data, but I can tell you they found hard hits in the Targeting Center of very bad people, criminals and people on the terrorist watch list. that are in this group. And so, yeah, I mean, it's a problem. We got to figure out how to deal with it. And of course, there are people that are also, have jobs and paying in the system. That's
Democrats said, well, that's okay. That's okay. That's not happening. They're not getting any of our tax dollars. They can't get anything. Well, they are getting it. And we've covered that time and time again when illegal aliens were getting, what was it? Dental benefits from, for our military benefits. This was, let me pull this up on another one. This is sad stuff right here. We missed this coverage. I had it pulled up, but again, some of these days have been so busy. Take a listen to this.
And right near the campus of the University of South Carolina. Morning, Lawrence. This all happened in broad daylight Wednesday, just after 2 p.m., and right near the campus of the University of South Carolina. The driver of a truck, a 24-year-old illegal immigrant from El Salvador, made a left turn at an intersection. He failed to yield the right-of-way. He killed 21-year-old Nate Baker, a student at the University of Business major from Virginia. The driver of the truck, Rosali Fernandez Cruz, 24 years old. After hitting Baker, he drove away, didn't offer any aid, and then got out of his truck and tried to run before being captured by police. There was a memorial at the university where friends of Baker described him as unceasingly kind.
I don't think I've ever met anyone who could say they had a bad experience with him. He was just so friendly, nice, kind, giving. I filled the room with joy wherever he was.
Fernandez Cruz was arrested first by Border Patrol in 2016 in Texas. He got a notice to appear, but never appeared. Then he was ordered deported in absentia by a judge, but he was never deported. Now he's being held in a detention center in Columbia, South Carolina, facing a number of charges, including hit and run, resulting in death. Guys, back to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Steve. We've been talking about this story all morning. We just heard about it last night. It happened on Wednesday. And now all the students in many of the students in South Carolina are putting those flowers at.
Man, another preventable death. Ordered deported, just like many of the other ones, never showed up to their immigration hearing. Just absolutely crazy. Well, there's a lot of protests tomorrow. There might be some in your areas. Go check them out. Go grab some video. The nationwide hands-off protest. I know we have hands-off protest here in Fresno tomorrow. We might go out there for an hour, maybe two. We'll let you know. There's also Tesla protest. We might go out there. I think I'm done with Tesla for this week. The next time we will go to Tesla, hopefully maybe next week will be Dublin, California. They miss us in Dublin. They need a little love. They need a little bit of Oreo down there in Dublin. But go check those out. They're all over. All you got to do is look up Hands Off Protest. Get some videos. Submit it to the Oreo Express. We would appreciate it. And we got if you're anywhere in the Central Valley, though, this weekend, Visalia, Madera, I don't care, Bakersfield even, head down to Big Hat Days in Old Town Clovis. It is one, again, you guys know April is my favorite time of the year. It's rodeo month. Kicks off with Big Hat Days, and there's over almost 400 vendors there. It is huge. A lot of people. Beautiful weather. I think it'll be 76 tomorrow. I know it's probably too cold for Matt. I don't think Matt's in the – I haven't seen Matt in here. I haven't been looking, though. But probably a little too cold for Matt. And then, look – we're probably going to experiment with a live stream this weekend at some point. I don't know if we'll be live later. We might do a live later. Again, on Fridays, we try to get a lot of stuff caught up, and there's not a whole lot of news going on. But if something does break, we will definitely be back with you guys later. But, yeah, I'm going to take Caden and go walk probably a couple miles throughout the day tomorrow. But beforehand, we got his first T-ball game in the morning. So we're excited about that. He had practice last night, and he was just having a blast out there at T-ball. So you can bet that you guys will get some video on Monday, if I don't go live sooner, of some Caden smacking some balls. So again, Don't forget, guys, we are at the beginning of the month. It is, we are 100% viewer funded. If you can help out, we appreciate everybody that has helped out. We do got the bills to pay. If you want to donate, and oh, by the way, old Uncle Bill, yesterday I did receive your Zelle. Thank you for that. If you do want to help out and donate, you can go to Venmo at Oreo Josh, Cash App, $Oreo Army, or givesendgo.com/Oreo 2024, as well as we have a Zelle link and we have a donate now button on our website that has all our links. Go to theoreoexpress.com. It's on the homepage. Click donate now, guys. Without you guys, we can't do it. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you for helping us. And you guys are doing a major job sharing our stuff and triggering all the libtards. So I could tell when you guys aren't doing your work. If our stuff isn't being shared, we're not triggering people and we're not getting people. I'm not waking up to articles about me. I need articles about me, guys. We need articles about us. So thank you guys very much. Appreciate you all. And just make sure you are subscribed, following, all that other good stuff. And if we don't see you later tonight, have a good Friday evening. Have a blessed evening. Maybe I don't know, sing a song or something.
These boots were made for stomping, and that's just what they'll do. Oreo, you better settle down, or I'm gonna stomp all over you, bitch. These